Welcome to today's class. Today we will discuss about the time value of money. The main concept of time value of money is based on the fact that the value of a sum of money received today is more than its value received in some future period. On the other hand, it can be said that an amount of money received in future has less value or purchasing power than the same amount of money received today. We will use two types of formula for explaining the time value of money. A. Compounding formula and B. Discounting formula. So, what is the formula of computation of future value? The future value of a lump sum amount is FV of period n equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus I whole to the power n, where FV or n equals to future value of initial cash flow after n years, PV equals to present value of cash flow, I equals to annual rate of interest, n equals to period of investment. Now let's come to the formula of computation of doubling period of investment. This is a very crude formula. Doubling period of investment equals to 0.35 plus 69 divided by interest rate. Now, how do you calculate the future value of a lump sum with the increased frequency of compounding? It is FV of n equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus I whole to the power m into n, where FVN equals to future value of initial flow after n years, PV equals to cash flow today or present value of cash flow, I equals to nominal rate of interest per annum, m equals to number of times compounding is done during a year, and n equals to number of years for which compounding is done. Now let us come to the formula of relationship between effective versus nominal rate of interest. The formula is R equals to 1 plus I divided by m whole to the power m minus 1, where R equals to effective rate of interest, I equals to nominal rate of interest, m equals to frequency of compounding per year. Now let us explain or give some examples on this formula. First, example on doubling period of investment. Doubling period of investment equals to 0.35 plus 69 divided by interest rate. Suppose I want to find out in how much time my investment will be doubled if the current interest rate on investment is 12%. So the doubling period equals to 0.35 plus 69 divided by 12, as 12% is the current rate of investment, equals to 0.35 plus 5.75 equals to 6.1 years. So any investment would take 6.1 years to double if the rate of interest on investment is 12%. Let us give an example on future value at annual compounding. Future value of annual compounding. Suppose I invest rupees 100 at 10% interest rate. After 1 year, the amount of principal plus interest will be 100 plus 10 equals to 110. After 2 years, the amount of principal plus interest will be this 110 plus 10%, that is 11, equals to 121. After 3 years, the amount of principal plus interest will be this 121 plus 12.1 equals to 133.10. After 4 years, the amount of principal plus interest will be 133.1 plus 13.31 equals to 146.41. After 5 years, the amount of principal plus interest will be 146.41 plus 14.641 equals to 161.051. Using the formula FVN equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus I whole to the power n, FV or future value equals to 100, because we have invested rupees 100 at 10% interest. So 1 plus 0.10 as I equals to 10%, and the period of investment equals to 5 years, so n equals to 5. So we calculate 100 multiplied by 1.1, this one plus 0.1 equals to 1.1 whole to the power 5 equals to 100 into 1.61051 equals to 161.051. Look that we have calculated after 5 years the amount of principal plus interest will be 161.051. Using the formula we calculate it within a very short time. The amount is same, that is 161.051. Now if I invest rupees 100 at 10% interest compounded semi-annually for 5 years, so we will compute the value using this way. Again we will compute the value using the formula. The computation will be similar to 5% interest compounded for 10 years, 10% interest compounded semi-annually or biannually for 5 years is similar to 5% interest compounded for 10 years. So after 6 months, principal plus interest will be 100 plus 5 equals to 105. After 1 year, principal plus interest will be 105 plus 5.25 equals to 110.25. After 1 year 6 months, principal plus interest will be 110.25 plus 5.5125 equals to 115.7625. In this way, after 5 years, principal plus interest will be 155.13281525 plus 7.756641 equals to 162.8894. Using the formula, we can calculate it in a very short time. That is, FV of n equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus I whole to the divided by m whole to the power m into n. So future value equals to 100, 1 plus 0.10 divided by 2, m equals to 2 as the interest is compounded semi-annually or biannually. So it is 2 and m into n, that is 5 into 2, m is 2, n is 5 years, so 2 into 5 equals to 10. So 100 multiplied by 1.05, 1.01, 1.10 divided by 2 equals to 0.05 plus 1 equals to 1.05. This 1.05 whole to the power 10 equals to 100 into 1.628894. So if we multiply 100 with this, we get 162.8894. Look here that we had calculated the same figure 162.8894. Using the formula, we can calculate it in a very short time, that is 162.8894. Now let us calculate the effective rate of interest. We know the formula of effective rate of interest R equals to 1 plus I divided by m whole to the power m minus 1. R equals to 1 plus 0.10 divided by 2 whole to the power 2 minus 1 equals to 1.05 square minus 1 equals to 1.1025 minus 1 equals to 0.1025 or 10.25%. So if we calculate 10% interest and compound it semi-annually, it is equivalent to 10.25% interest compounded annually. So 10% interest compounded semi-annually is equivalent to 10.25% interest compounded annually. Now the next topic, computation of future value of a series of investment over some year. How we will calculate it? Suppose an investor invests rupees 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 and 5000 at the end of each year for 5 years in his savings account, and if the interest rate in savings bank is 10% compounded annually, the amount in his savings bank account after 5 years will be, so these are the different columns, year 1 2 3 4 5, amount of deposit 1 2 3 4 and 5000, total is 15,000. Tenure of investment for first year deposit is 4 years because it is deposited at the end of the year. For the second year's investment, the tenure of investment is 3 years, this is 2 years, this is 1 year and this is 0 year. And compounded interest factor, it is 1.4641, it is 1.331, 1.21, 1.1 and 1. How we will calculate this? Compound value of rupee 1 at 10% interest rate can be found out from compound interest factor table, or it can be calculated using the formula FVN equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus I whole to the power n. For example, 1.10 whole to the power 4 equals to 1.4641, 1.10 whole to the power 3 equals to 1331, 1.10 square equals to 1.21, and so on. So if we multiply this 1000 with 1.4641, we get 1464.10. 2000 with 1.331 equals to 2662. 3000 with 1.21 equals to 3630. 4000 with 1.1 equals to 4400, and 5000 with 1, that is 5000. If we total this, we get 17156.10. So this is the future value of investment after 5 years. Now, how to calculate the compound value of a stream of equal amount of annual cash flow? For example, if an investor invests rupees 1000 for 6 years at 10% interest compounded annually, at the end of the year, each year, after 6 years, the value of his investment will be 1000 multiplied by 1, 1000 multiplied by 1.10, 1000 multiplied by 1.121, 1000 multiplied by 1.331, 1000 multiplied by 1.4641, 1000 multiplied by 1.61051. How we will calculate it? For 1.10 whole to the power 5 equals to 1.61051. So if we add this all up, we get 7715.61, that is 7716. So the amount of investment is equal for all years. So we can use the annuity factor instead of using this cumbersome formula. From the annuity factor table, we find that the compound value of an annuity of rupee 1 at 10% rate of interest for 6 years is 7.716. We can find out the future value of investment by multiplying the annuity factor of investment each year, or 1000 multiplied by 7.716 equals to 7716. See here that we had calculated the value as 7716. By using the annuity factor, we have also calculated the value as 7716. So using the annuity factor, we can find out the future value of equal stream of investment very easily. So with this, we have come to the end of today's class. Hope you have understood what I have taught today. If you have any problem, feel free to comment. I will be happy to answer. Thank you for watching this video, and do not forget to watch the next part.